Right, hi, I'm Anthony Viljoen, CEO of AfriTin Mining, one of the biggest tin producers and one of the only tin producers listed on AIM, who's very soon to become one of the very few listed lithium producers in the world. Yeah.
Well, that's the big story of the day, isn't it?
That is the big story.
So are we losing the tin?
No, the tin's just a byproduct now. Well, one of them is going to be produced for free, but it's either going to be the tin or the lithium.
Well, you're producing tin now, aren't you?
Exactly.
So there's revenue today.
100%.
Right.
That's we've just expanded the plant. So since you were there in
May, yeah.
That expansion is now fully commissioned. So the production's basically nearly doubled.
Right.
Since then, and it's
to what? Can you remind me the numbers?
So it's we initially were going to do 1,200 tons of concentrate, but that number is probably going to be closer to 1,500 tons of concentrate, which is that's a decent.
So that's kind of like fully funded. You're getting on with it. It's not just a byproduct you talk about, but it's actually a line item on a balance sheet, right? So there's revenue coming in there. Okay.
Yeah.
But the big idea, and I think I saw some clues when I was there, looking at these mountains of, you don't call them tailings. What do you call them?
No, well, it's not only the tailings; it's just the mountains themselves are just full of
lithium.
Lithium, yeah.
Okay, so why the big switch? Because have you done the name change?
No, we're planning the name.
Planning the name change.
Yeah.
Any like exclusives you want to tell us?
Well,
like the name.
We can't. but it's we're going to have a big bang early in the new year.
Great. Okay. So why this? Because tin was exciting the market for a bit.
Yeah.
Then it kind of came off.
Yeah.
And the fundamentals are still there, but less excitement in the market as the market has come off more broadly.
Yeah.
But lithium, people are super excited about it. They understand that. They understand where that sits in terms of the EV revolution, the need for electric cars, electric vehicles, I should say. So what was driving your thinking there?
So it's the ore body, Matt. It's we've just got such a unique ore body. So these pegmatites typically we knew there was always going to be a whole lot of different elements associated with them, as typically happens with pegmatites. What we've been blown away with is the size of it. Obviously, you saw the size of these pegmatites, but also that you've got like such a significant association within the pegmatites of lithium. So we're mining the lithium anyway. We're literally throwing it away at the moment.
Right.
So it's basically you're going to add an extra revenue stream onto the existing operations.
Right. So we know you can build plants.
Yeah.
We know you can produce tin.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, some of the engineering side of things, big tech.
Yeah.
And that's kind of standing alone. There's no need to kind of support that into the future with any kind of equity raises.
No. So that's
all fine.
That's all fine. But the whole process flow sheet of the plant, we'll probably need to reconfigure just
well, that's what I was getting to. Is basically, can you utilize some of the current infrastructure? If so, how much money does that save you? And when do you kind of get into the process of understanding the economics around the lithium components?
So look, we've been doing a lot of test work, and it's I know that people have got a bit frustrated, but it is test work. So you want to tweak a bit here, tweak a bit there. So what we've done is we've isolated a lithium concentrate now that we know we can produce and sell, and now we need to produce that on a bigger scale. So we'll have our first concentrate on a large scale in January or February.
Okay.
And that we will be sending to all of the conversion facilities around the world to test the quality to see who would be the best offtake.
Well, you'll be letting them test it to work out if they want to buy it.
Exactly.
And obviously, the concentrate is going to, at the simpler end of lithium, because it's quite a technical commodity, quite frankly, move through those phases.
Yeah.
People do like to talk about the ability maybe to do hydroxide.
Yeah.
But the reality of that are actually quite complex and quite expensive as well. So have you got a sense of, what it is they're going to build and the kind of the phases that you're going to go through?
Yes, yeah. So this will be the first part of that. The first part of our pilot will be to take all of this concentrate around. Then we'll be busy constructing a big pilot facility, and then we'll look to see how we can integrate that pilot facility into the broader circuit. So exactly as you said, like what people don't understand is they've only been mining lithium for 6 years globally. So there's not a lot of pressure. Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
In what sense?
Like they started off with the brines.
Oh, okay.
But hard rock lithium has only been around for like the last 6 years or so.
The Aussies.
Yeah. So like to get a precedent is difficult.
Right.
And it's a chemical. It's not like a metal. It's a chemical. So you need to have the right chemical formula to go into the right conversion facility. So
talk money.
Yeah,
Right.
we just raised a whole lot of money.
How much?
$50 million.
That is going to do what for you?
So that's basically going to advance through the pilot phase.
Yeah.
Bring the lithium into production.
Yeah.
It's going to advance the drilling. So like what we never showed you when you were out there is just all of our other license areas, how big and how high grade they are in terms of lithium and tin. And the whole idea was that you've got this central processing facility, and then you've basically got all these proximal pegmatites that you can mine and process in one central facility.
Okay, right. So can you just talk about the money? So $50 million, how? Is it all equity?
No, so it's probably just under half was equity.
Right.
And then Orion Mining Finance are coming in.
Yeah.
But what was really good...
What's the cost of their money?
So it's a split. So it's a royalty on the tin.
Okay.
And it's and a convertible note. So
standard terms.
But what is important is that the lithium is totally unencumbered. So
okay. So no lien on the tin
offtake
or the lithium.
Yeah. No, on the lithium. Sorry.
Just the lithium.
Just the lithium. So that means that in terms of a prepayment or whatever, if there's a bigger financing.
It doesn't stop you from raising alternative capital for
exactly.
the development. Okay.
And let me tell you, the amount of people that are banging down our doors now to get in, it's unreal. Like everybody just wants offtake. I think it's the most valuable thing it's definitely the most valuable thing I've ever owned in my life.
Right.
So we'll be very careful with who gets that.
Oh, good. Well, it's also become quite geopolitical, right?
Yeah,
You talk about you kind of this European ecosystem of OEMs, not so much battery manufacturers. You've got the Asian ecosystem as well.
Yeah.
Both OEMs and battery manufacturers, and then the US crying out for it. So we've seen a lot of chat about people talking about getting into production.
Yeah.
I think the industry suspects there'll be a lot less people actually managing to do it than are talking about it. So for you, you're going to need the right skill sets. You're going to need the right people on board to help you do this. What are you doing about that?
Well, we've got them already. I mean, we've got a team that's executed 2 large projects, and so they're busy. They're busy on the next one. So the key component of what we did when we floated the company was to get a team capable of executing projects and get them to work together. So now we've got a very solid, cohesive team that's operated together for the last 5 years.
Right.
That's designed and executed large-scale projects. So we are already a lot of way ahead of our colleagues in that.
Okay, so you got the team in terms of on-the-ground operational expertise. In terms of route to market, right? You got to pick the market you want to play with, right?
Yes.
Because again, we've had companies come on here and have been very bluntly explained to them by North American funders, if you intend to sell any of this into China, you're not getting funded. Okay. So for you, I know you're going to send out test samples for everyone, but you got to work out where you want to get. It would make sense for you to be feeding into Europe. Do you think?
Look, it's a very interesting geopolitical situation at the moment because all the technology and all of the scale in terms of conversion capacity is all in China. So everyone talks about these gigafactories, but like these gigafactories don't have any supply of batteries, or raw materials. So there's a big gap. There's no conversion facilities in Europe currently. There's maybe one that's been developed in North America. But I mean, the whole industrial complex that revolves around vehicle manufacturing, all the OEMs, they're like rabbits in the headlight. They're just, and so China has got such a huge advantage already. And, you've basically outsourced all of that industrial complex now to China. I don't understand what the politicians were thinking about when they made all of these promises around EVs, but this geopolitical situation is utterly bizarre.
It's completely bizarre. Yeah, and I agree with that. Let's not go there. We'll both get really angry about it. And I heard you on stage, actually, and a lot of the people on stage with you were talking about the politicians kind of need to get out of their own way. So stop promising, start understanding how the supply chain works. I agree with you. Conversation for another day. But for you, come back to you team, markets, and where you insert yourself and where the money comes, right? Let's say don't concentrate. Take this the right way. It kind of the easy end of the shtick. At some point, you've got to decide, well, how do I capture more of the value, whether it be further downstream or the type of partners I play with.
And you know, being in Namibia, it's a good jurisdiction to invest in, and you've got a lot of raw materials and a lot of resources. So you know, you've got desalinated water, you've got solar, obviously for days. You've got a very easy logistics system. So it would make sense to go further down the chain from a concentrate into hydroxide, so that you are actually transporting a much higher value product around the world. So that is something that we'll look at. And but you know, we miners, we dig holes and sell dirt for a living. So we need to find a technology partner that understands that hydroxide.
Exactly, because that kind of leap is quite a big one. Again, lots of people chatting about it, but not a lot delivering on that front.
And look, there's different ways, and we're speaking to various guys from a technology joint venture point of view.
Right.
Some of our financiers, like Orion, have already indicated that they would like to participate in that full chain. So you know. I do believe that it is an option, but for me, like, let's get the first part right, and then
baby steps. Every single time. Look, you've got to start motoring now, because you've kind of been treading water for the last 3-4 years. AIM is in a pretty quiet environment, and tin I think saw a little bit of a resurgence, and it's kind of come off a bit. Not back to where it was, but it's not exciting, the market. Lithium can do that. Absolutely. Lithium can do that for your company. You've raised a chunk of change, and the people are going to want to see you delivering on that front. So just signpost those things which they're going to start seeing in the order of play.
Right. Resource upgrade. Okay. So our lithium resource, we're going to take it from inferred to measured and indicated. That obviously banks it, basically. Drilling of the proximal pegmatites. The first production of a bulk sample that we can sell.
When are we talking now?
This is all Q1. And
wow. Okay.
And then Q2 will be the implementation of the bigger pilot phase of that test work. We've just hired a new head of business development that used to work for Prospect Resources. Right. You know, they sold their lithium deposit for $500 million dollars. Joined the International Lithium Association.
They're great.
But the whole thing is, you know, next year we're coming out with a bang. You know, we've done all the hard work. We've got an incredible asset that's operating at the moment. We've now also got these proximal license areas that are probably as exciting, if not more exciting than some of the grades that we're seeing at Uis. And it's all to play for. Matt, next year it's a big year. It's you know, we've done the hard yards. We're making our production rates will start increasing dramatically. Also in the new year on the tin. So I kept saying that, you know, we're at this transformational stage, and that the beginning or like we've gone through the beginning of that transformation. Next year is when we hit it hard.
Thanks for the update. May see you in February.
I look forward to that. Uis. I look forward to having you there.
Okay, well, you've made a bunch of promises there. I'll be holding your feet to the fire next year.
Please do that.